autonomy, autonomy. Rarely can it tick? Rarely can it tick? Despite the bad weather, we continued our walk. Despite the bad weather, we continued our walk. The concert had already started when we got there. The concert had already started when we got there. Can you keep the cut clean and dry? Can you keep the cut clean and dry? Rarely closed. Rarely closed. An ambulance arrived at the scene immediately after the accident. An ambulance arrived at the scene immediately after the accident. I finished my homework, he said. I finished my homework, he said. I will do laundry at 8 p.m. I will do laundry at 8 p.m. He will retire when he turns 70. He will retire when he turns 70. We couldn't answer. We couldn't answer. We should do real estate at dusk. We should do real estate at dusk. We were butchers right away. We were butchers right away. They need to finish their homework before watching TV. They need to finish their homework before watching TV. Can't you evaluate it right away? Can't you evaluate it right away? Whose cat is meowing outside? Whose cat is meowing outside? They worked hard so they achieved their goals. They worked hard so they achieved their goals. All necessary precautions should be taken to ensure safety. All necessary precautions should be taken to ensure safety. Your cousins were garbage collectors. Your cousins were garbage collectors. He enjoys playing football with his friends. He enjoys playing football with his friends. We must always increase. We must always increase. Did he read the newspaper this morning? Did he read the newspaper this morning? Performance Excel is filled. Performance Excel is filled. It's a muddy area. It's a muddy area. I must not spawn in the twilight. I must not spawn in the twilight. When did he leave? When did he leave? Weren't we just apprentices? Weren't we just apprentices? His sister was a songwriter. His sister was a songwriter. They cannot mark 1 year later. They cannot mark 1 year later. Which road should I follow to reach the museum? Which road should I follow to reach the museum? Our stepfather is a stockbroker. Our stepfather is a stockbroker. He wasn't a speaker back then. He wasn't a speaker back then. Was her husband a psychiatrist? Was her husband a psychiatrist? I have to call my parents tonight. I have to call my parents tonight. It can kill after 5 nights. It can kill after 5 nights. Inner face. Inner face. The plane is flying over the clouds. The plane is flying over the clouds. I might not be able to post it after 4 weeks. I might not be able to post it after 4 weeks. Is your brother a geologist? Is your brother a geologist? There are 5 chairs in the room. There are 5 chairs in the room. Should you do it later? Should you do it later? He lost his keys. He lost his keys. Should we invest in new equipment to increase efficiency? Should we invest in new equipment to increase efficiency? This is a fascinating story. This is a fascinating story. The report was submitted on time. The report was submitted on time. They are charged after 4 minutes. They are charged after 4 minutes. Giraffe has the longest neck among land animals. Giraffe has the longest neck among land animals. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. My laptop is newer than yours. My laptop is newer than yours. Both the team and the coach were pleased with the win. Both the team and the coach were pleased with the win. Italian cuisine was served in the restaurant. Italian cuisine was served in the restaurant. Problems can arise when people do not communicate. Problems can arise when people do not communicate. The message has been misunderstood by the reader. The message has been misunderstood by the reader. I'll text you later when I'm available. I'll text you later when I'm available. I had my car washed at the car wash. I had my car washed at the car wash. Is his grandfather a painter? Is his grandfather a painter? Is our stepson an intensive care specialist? Is our stepson an intensive care specialist? I'm not sure what to do, but I'll keep trying. I'm not sure what to do, but I'll keep trying. We rent a quiet flat. We rent a quiet flat. The garden gets greener with every rain. The garden gets greener with every rain. We would analyze after 4 days. We would analyze after 4 days. They will attend a wedding ceremony next Saturday. They will attend a wedding ceremony next Saturday. They're throwing a party next weekend. They're throwing a party next weekend. Could you please let me know if there is any change in your health history? Could you please let me know if there is any change in your health history? I won't be a producer in a month. I won't be a producer in a month. The situation is beyond the power of human understanding. The situation is beyond the power of human understanding. He studied medicine at university and became a doctor. He studied medicine at university and became a doctor. Missing. Missing. It may not be everyday blogger. It may not be everyday blogger. The train left the station on time. The train left the station on time. How much is a ticket to the movie theater? How much is a ticket to the movie theater? We fail. We fail. Grandson's nanny. Grandson's nanny. Enrichment. Enrichment. I'll get you some ice to ease the swelling. I'll get you some ice to ease the swelling. It rained heavily all day. It rained heavily all day. Can we specify dawn? Can we specify dawn? He wished he had bought that car while it was still available. He wished he had bought that car while it was still available. Next month I will be living in this city for 5 years. Next month I will be living in this city for 5 years. Can you talk about 1 month later? Can you talk about 1 month later? Let's take a taxi. Let's take a taxi. We have to finish our project by Friday. We have to finish our project by Friday. They can't swim, can they? They can't swim, can they? Does not shake at dawn. Does not shake at dawn. To fall. To fall. The situation is beyond savior. The situation is beyond savior. Didn't he always translate? Didn't he always translate? Offer. Offer. If I were a superhero, I would save the world. If I were a superhero, I would save the world. Indispensable. Indispensable. He's a tall man. He's a tall man. You are never a glazier. You are never a glazier. His stepmother was a locksmith. His stepmother was a locksmith. We have to buy food weekly. We have to buy food weekly. You could have been the captain at 2 o'clock the night before. You could have been the captain at 2 o'clock the night before. I think these things are important. I think these things are important. He fixed the car. He fixed the car. He wrote a letter to his friend. He wrote a letter to his friend. Wasn't he an occasional musician? Wasn't he an occasional musician? She sang a lullaby to her baby. She sang a lullaby to her baby.